everyone, this is Ashley Jamerson coming to you from Ashley Lambert Realty, and it is now March 2019. This year is going by like so ridiculously fast, and we are now entering into the hot spring and summer real estate markets. And it may be different where you're from if you're not in the Charlotte area, but here in Charlotte I can definitely see a lot of homes flying off of the market, oftentimes with multiple offers, highest and best, which I absolutely loathe. I want to make sure that I give you as much information going into this season as possible so that if you are a buyer or a seller, but more specifically my buyers, I want to make sure that you are a winner this season and not on the losing side. So to get started, did you know that there are 11 negotiable points on the North Carolina offer to purchase? And that's minimum. Of course, that number will go up if you add addendums and contingencies and things like that, but there are 11 base minimum things that are negotiable, and these items can either weaken or strengthen your offer, and I want to make sure I give you the information so you make super strong, awesome, acceptable offers and your offer is not thrown into that terrible rejection pile. So let's get into those 11 items. First and foremost, we all know that the purchase price and closing costs are going to be the top two things that people or buyers typically ask for and sellers typically look at when they are writing an offer or previewing or presenting or looking at an offer. The other things consist of how much due diligence money you're given, how much earnest money you're given, the length of your due diligence period, your closing date, your loan type, whether or not you're asking for personal property, whether or not you want personal property removed, or not really personal property removed, but just things like hot tubs removed from the property. Loan type is considered, any contingencies are considered, and last but not least, home warranty. If you're asking for a home warranty, obviously that costs something to the seller if you're asking them to cover it at closing. So that's a lot, and what I want to do is I want to give you a little inside scoop on how I present offers, especially multiple offers, to my sellers so they can really compare apples to oranges. And this is possibly how your offer will be presented when you make an offer on a house as well. So you just get more of a realistic idea of how to make a strong offer. That's the whole purpose of this video. Okay, so before I start writing on my whiteboard here, I want to give you some inside scoop on our imaginary house. So let's say that I listed a property as a seller's agent. I listed a property at $390,000. Now this $390,000 is the amount that the seller in their mind is expecting. This is what they feel comfortable with. 390 is their happy place. Okay, so that's what I put it on the market as. So I am going to go ahead and write 390 on the board. Okay, so 390 is what they want. Obviously, I put it on the market and tons and tons and tons of activity. Let's say there's 11 showings, various feedback, and we received 3 good offers. So let's talk about those offers. The first offer is $400,000. The second offer is going to be list price. And then the third offer is going to be slightly below list price. Now, right off bat, the typical buyer, typical seller will say, oh, we are going to go with this $400,000 offer. It's amazing. It's obviously greater than the 390 that we're looking for. But this is page 1 of 13 pages of the North Carolina offer to purchase, not including addendum, because again, addendum adds more pages and they add more complications, but it's $400,000, okay? Other things that are considered, as I mentioned earlier, are due diligence and earnest money and due diligence period. Let's talk about those 3 first. So this $400,000 offer looks amazing, but they are only giving $500 due diligence. This 390, we're just gonna be our happy place, I believe. Yeah, so this $390,000 one, they are going to give $1,000 due diligence, and then this $380,000 offer, $300 due diligence. If you watch my other videos, you know that due diligence money is non-refundable. That due diligence check is written to the sellers and is cashed whenever they receive it. You never get it back. It is due diligence money. So obviously $500, $1,000, $300,000. When I see $300,000, I think of a really good date night at Chima with a bottle of wine. $300 is an experience. It's $300. It's a lot of money, but it's not enough money in my mind and how I present it to take your house off the market. What I look for when I am selling a property, my personal property, things like that, I look for what I call 1 month's mortgage, at least, 1 month's mortgage, or at least $1,000. So far in my mind, this 390 looks stronger. $500, you can walk away from that very easily. $300, obviously, that's really low. So then we have earnest money. We're going to be even here and give everyone $500 earnest money. And the reason why I did that is because earnest money is a check that's held in escrow with the attorney. This, again, is North Carolina. I don't know how New York and California and things like that does it, but here in North Carolina, earnest money is held by the escrow. If you're working with me, it's held by the attorney that I work with and who's closing the file. So this is earnest money deposit. Earnest money is refundable. So if you roll over as a buyer and you're like, you know what, I don't want this house anymore, you do your inspections, earnest money is refundable up until your due diligence period. Due diligence money is non-refundable. Okay? So now let's talk about due diligence period. During that due diligence period, you are doing all of your inspections, your appraisals, you're thinking about it, you're driving through late at night, you're reading through the HOA documents, you're deciding if this home is the home for you. Anytime during that due diligence period, you can walk away for any reason or no reason at all. I tell people all the time, you're not going to make me mad if you walk away, okay? You'll make me mad if you go through the due diligence period and then you don't tell me you hate the house and then you're stuck and I can't get anything back for you. So tell me it will at least save this, which is your earnest money deposit, okay? So far, in my mind, this 390 offer is rocking, okay? It's pretty nice, okay? So let's say this $400,000 offer, again, the house is listed at 390. It's listed appropriately. This is market value, so that's not even something we'll discuss, okay? So 400,000, let's say that this $400,000 offer is an FHA. No, that's too high for FHA. Let's say it's a contingent. Let's say that this offer is contingent on them selling a house, okay? So they can't buy this house unless they close on their current house, contingent. Let's say this one right here is good old cash. And let's say this one right here is also cash. So 390 is cash, 380 is also cash, okay? So far, my 390 is still winning. Okay, so now let's talk about closing costs, home warranties, personal property, things like that. So whenever you ask for closing costs, you are basically saying, I will give you X amount of money if you pay my closing costs. So let's say this $400,000 property, they need $9,000 in closing costs, and they want a $500 home warranty. This is going to get real loaded. This 390 people, they don't want anything. Nothing. And this 380 offer, all they want is $500 for their home warranty. Okay? So, once you do the numbers, once you take out the things that the seller has to pay for, like commissions and their doc fees and their attorney fees and things like that, once you do that, let's say that this client or my seller owes $250,000 on a house. So this $400,000 offer looked really nice. But what messed this offer up was a contingency, was this closing cost, and them asking for a home warranty, and then that due diligence fee was super duper low. This cash offer was great. They did a good, let me get a better color. They did a good due diligence fee. They didn't ask for anything, okay? And then this 380, this due diligence fee is terrible. And then the home warranty is fine. I mean, that's just normal because it's a resale property. So this offer, even though it initially looked good on the surface on page one, it was like, oh, ooh, $10,000 over. Once you start flipping, it becomes more of a loaded offer. It becomes more of a headache, basically. So basically, sellers want a super clean offer. Now, when you see highest and best online, technically, I received 3 offers, okay? All 3 offers are presented to the seller. It's up to the seller ultimately, once I give them the facts and the breakdown in the form of one of these sheets, which is a seller estimated net sheet. So once I give them the facts and we compare everything apples to oranges, it's ultimately up to them. They can go ahead and accept this offer, or they can ask for highest and best. Highest and best is like a secret whistle that says, hey, we have a lot of offers. Do you want to give us more? Now, when you do that, they could clean up their offer. They can, of course, increase this. They can find some way to get rid of the contingency. They can decrease that. There's different things that they can do to make their offer better, obviously, and to get it closer to this 390. This 390 person may get a little upset. They've already given a great offer. They may come back and increase their offer to 395, or they can take their offer away and you don't have it anymore. And this was our best offer, okay? This 380, they could increase their offer. They could increase their due diligence money, you know, or they could walk away. So then you're left with this dilemma as a seller. Should I just go ahead and take the best offer that got me to the number that I ultimately said that I wanted? As long as all of the other things are good, there should be no reason they wouldn't accept this offer, in my opinion. Some people believe that you should ask for highest and best to get your client the most money, but you also have to worry about appraisal. So let's say that they went ahead and they worked it out with this $400,000 person, and they came in and they lowered their closing costs, you know, and we found a win-win or whatever, and they lowered it or they fixed it. I'm trying to think of a number that makes sense. Let's say they agreed to the $400,000, but then they made this $5,000 and they made this $1,000. So they made it just make more sense. Let's say the appraisal came in at 390, what it's listed at. Technically, if the appraisal comes in at 390 and all other things remain constant, you're still $5,000 in the hole because they are still expecting $5,000 closing costs. So in the end, you should have accepted the 390. So don't be greedy, in my opinion, in this market. I know it's very, very tempting to want highest and best, to try to drive the price up. But if the money is not there, if it doesn't make sense, if you have definite money versus más o menos, maybe not money, then you should definitely, in my opinion, go with this super strong offer that gives you what you wanted in the beginning. I don't think you'll run into appraisal problems because this is backed up by comps, which are comparable homes that are similar to yours that have sold, not under contract or active, but sold on the market. But this is basically what an agent does on the back end. When we receive all of these offers, each offer gets a line or a column on an estimated net sheet, and then we have discussions about pros and cons, loan types, personal property, etc., to help our clients find the best possible price. That's what we do. So when you're getting ready to go out there into the spring and summer market, keep this mambo jumbo in mind. You want to make sure that you present an offer that has as little drama as possible, very clean, very crisp. If you need closing costs, there's ways to put the closing costs on the offer that strengthens, believe it or not, the offer instead of weakens the offer. There's loan types out there that can help strengthen your offer if you come in a little bit lower. So I'm here to help you, answer your questions, help you get through this crazy market. All of my contact information is listed below, and I'll be so happy to help you buy and sell property here this spring and summer. Talk to you soon. Bye.